And we are back. Pokemon Y Hardcore Nuzlocke. The run continues here. We have made it to the third member of the Elite Four, focusing mainly on Steel type Pokemon. And I am excited for this matchup. I think we'll be able to use Pokemon that we haven't in the previous two fights. And we're just going to lead the charge with Pyroar here. And I think Venusaur is going to do a fantastic job against the Probopass. And then we have two tanky, beefy swaps into Tanaka and Asahi with our Stunfisk and Throw. So I also still have the Lapras and Tentacruel if we feel a little bit frisky there. So let's see what happens. Let's dive right in. We're going to be facing off against the Klefki here to start this party. And yeah, this is it. We have this fight right here, and then we have the water types after this one, and then the champion, and then we are done with this game potentially. This run has been a lot of fun, all over the place as always, but let's see if we can beat these steel types from Wickstorm. And yeah, let's do this. All right, the Klefki comes down. We have the Pyroar, we have the Stab Fire. It is going to be super effective against the cute little keys here, and I do believe we just go with the flamethrower. We have the flame plate as well to buff up those fire type moves. The question is, does this one shot? And it absolutely does. Klefki cannot unlock the Pyroar, and Probopass comes down. We don't have to risk the super effective Earth Power or Power Gem here. We can just swap. And I do believe we swap into the Venusaur, who can heal back with the Black Sludge and has the potential to work around Sturdy a lot better than our other Pokemon. So we're going to eat a neutral Power Gem here. It does do a good chunk of damage, but in a tank battle, I think my money is always going to be on the Venusaur here. And I think all we do is get a Leech Seed down, and it does land. That's absolutely beautiful. We're going to have to tank another Power Gem, no criticals here. And now I believe Earthquake is 4 times super effective, and we've popped the Sturdy with Leech Seed, so potentially we won't even have to work around Wickstorm's full restores if this just gets him to the red. There it is. Venusaur from downtown finishes the duck, and now we have 2 Pokemon left, and Scizor comes down, and Scizor can hit a... I think everything Scizor has is neutral against the Venusaur. But I think every move that Scizor has is not very effective against Tanaka, on top of the fact that we have Rocky Helmet, and it's just going to be hurting itself. So we could have opted in. Okay, never mind. Steel is neutral against fighting. Everything I said goes out the window. Steel is neutral. I thought Steel was not very effective against fighting. That is incorrect, but we still tank that no problem. And then we're going to tank one more hit from him. And I do believe a double down revenge is enough to kill from that distance. But that is a lot of damage from the Iron Head. Can we finish from there? And yes, we can. Absolutely. And Tanaka finishes the third Pokemon. Aegislash the Ace comes down. One of the best Pokemon in the game here. And I do believe we parachute Tanaka to safety. And we really have a lot of options. But I think it's going to cheese a King's Shield, which is just another buffed up Protect here. And what is my best option? Probably something with Earthquake. And if it does go for Sacred Sword, Venusaur can eat that. We can't use Pyroar because Sacred Sword can one-shot that, essentially. Lapras is weak to Sacred Sword. So that leaves Tentacruel, Venusaur, and Asahi. We do get Stab Earthquake with the Stunfisk. Now that I'm thinking about it, let's do it. Let's go for Stunfisk. And it's probably going to use the Protect here, the King's Shield, absolutely, but it fails. And now I do believe we go in for the Stab Earthquake, since it doesn't have Levitate, and it goes into the offensive form to get a Shadow Claw, and now the door is wide open for a lower defense on the Aegislash with a fadeaway critical. Stunfisk absolutely feeling it, and there goes the third member of the Elite Four. Ridiculous stuff. This team is so much fun. I am absolutely loving this team, and now we are on to arguably the hardest Elite Four member with his strong water type Pokemon. Let's do it. Let's absolutely do it. All right, the moment of truth here. If we can clear Seabold without losing anybody, I think we have this in the bag. But looking at his team, this is definitely the worst matchup for us because our final two here with Stunfisk and Pyro are incredibly weak to his team that all have water type moves that can hit first stab super effective. So the biggest hurdle here is trying to swap around Pokemon into each of his, because all four of them are incredibly strong in their own right. And this is just really slippery, especially since he has a Gyarados with the perfect Gyarados moveset with Waterfall, Ice Fang, Earthquake, and Dragon Dance, so that can get completely out of hand. Starmie is incredibly strong. Claw Itzer is incredibly strong with that moveset, and then Barbacle is one that you don't want to swap into, but if you have a favorable matchup in a 1v1, we can actually get by him pretty handedly, but he's got a nasty moveset as well. So Seabold is not messing around, and as far as strategy, I think I'm just going to lead with Sawamura here, the Tentacruel, and try to take out the Clawitzer without losing too much HP, and then I'm foreseeing a Starmie swap, and I'm hoping I can get some damage onto the Starmie before swapping around, and that Water Absorb on the Lapras might be pivotal when swapping in and out. I could potentially bait out a Water type move with the Fire types and then swap into Lapras to heal up, so I think that could be huge. So we'll have to watch out for that as well. But honestly, this fight might be harder than the champion, or at least on par with the champion after this fight. So we got to buckle down. We really got to think about this one, and let's see if we can beat Seabold without losing anybody. Let's do this. Ridiculous animation, and now it is time for the final member of the Elite Four. Yeah, that Gyarados is looking absolutely terrifying. Let me tell you something. So his team is so good. His team is so strong. Let's do this thing. Claw Itzer comes down, has Mega Launcher, which is the same ability as Mega Blastoise, which is incredible. And so he's all special attack, and our special defense is fantastic. On top of that, Claw Itzer can't hit Tentacruel for super effective. Now, we can't hit him for super effective, but we do have a Stab Poison Jab lined up, and I also still have the King's Rock on our Tentacruel. So if we could get a flinch here, that would be so nice. We do not, and the Dragon Pulse connects for massive damage, and that is not something you want to see. We're going to go for another Poison Jab, hoping for a flinch, maybe a Poison. We get neither, and another Dragon Pulse critical hits the Tentacruel, and this is going insanely bad, and all I can hope for is that is outside of full restore range, and it is, and we barely clear the Claw Itzer with a critical hit of our own. Now, what is nice about this is we eat the Intimidate, and if a Gyarados looks at a Tentacruel with 13 HP and finds it fitting inside of his heart to go for a Dragon Dance, that is just gonna be ridiculous. Like, who does that? So I like how we took the Intimidate, but I swear to goodness, if he capitalizes on this swap to save my Jellyfish with a Dragon Dance, I am just gonna be so sad. But hopefully the Gyarados just goes for an Earthquake to kill the Tentacruel, and that way we swap in for the Venusaur, we heal up with the Black Sludge, and now we have a really nice 1v1. Now we can also go for Lapras, now that I'm thinking about this, because Ice Fang is super effective against Vini, and a Dragon Dance Ice Fang would be disgusting, but also, if Venusaur gets in there, I can do a Sleep Powder swap. But that being said, Starmie's going to outspeed with a super effective Psychic. So a lot going on there. We might just opt into the Lapras, who has a Citrus Berry and can heal up and just two-shot with a Thunderbolt, no questions asked. Yes, I think that's the play, and then I think Venusaur can actually do better against Barbacle if we get into a tough bind there. So let's do that. Let's eat this Earthquake. No critical hit. No critical. Beautiful. Okay, I think that was the play. And now 2 Thunderbolts should do the trick. If this paralyzes the Gyarados, that is GG, well played from the Lapras. It almost one-shots, actually, and that's going to be a full restore. So we're opening the door to another paralysis, another critical hit. Come on, Kyoko, you got this in the bag. We get neither, but Gyarados is hurting, and the final full restore comes down, and maybe a fadeaway crit to cap on that. Absolutely not. We don't get the paralysis. We're going to have to eat a +1 Earthquake here, no critical. Citrus comes down, heals the Lapras into a much healthier range, and we clear the Gyarados. Really good stuff. That Lapras just changed the entire landscape of this fight, and now the Barbacle comes down looking for a stab. Super effective Stone Edge, and that has a high crit chance, and that will almost assuredly kill our Lapras here, and I think we're safe to swap into the Venusaur, who has the Black Sludge. And if Stone Edge misses, this is going to be game. If it hits, then we're going to be in trouble. This is stab. This is going to hurt a lot here. We get a little bit of Black Sludge. Unfortunately, we are open to crits now. However, if Venusaur outspeeds, this is a one-shot Petal Blizzard. And Venusaur is surprisingly fast for that big dino. Let's just look at it real quick here. 138 on the Venusaur. Look at that. That's faster than Lapras. That's faster than Tanaka. That's obviously faster than Stunfisk. I'm going all in that Venusaur is faster than this Barnacle. And one shot with the Petal Blizzard. Let's go. 4 times super effective. We are faster. And Oikawa from downtown. Beautiful stuff. And that leaves the Starmie. Really good stuff. Wow, this team is just so good. This is just ridiculous. Okay. So Starmie has a super effective Psychic, unfortunately. So Tentacruel's down. Aussie can get really hurt by the Surf. The question is, am I willing to risk Venusaur at that HP? And honestly, given Diantha's team, I think I am. And I'm willing to go for a Petal Blizzard, and I'm actually going to call Starmie's bluff. It might go for a Light Screen instead, and if I swap into Lapras when it goes for a Light Screen, I'm going to be really disappointed. So I'm going to call Starmie's bluff, and it does go for the Light Screen. It doesn't go for the kill shot with the Psychic, and now Petal Blizzard is going to do massive damage. It doesn't kill the Starmie, but the Black Sludge potentially getting us out of crit range, and I'm going all in. Oyakawa, can you survive a Psychic? Yes, you can. Absolutely calculated. Get wrecked, Seabold. Really good stuff. Oh my gosh. His team was so scary. That Tentacruel living on nothing, Venusaur living on nothing, but we did it. We beat all 4 members without losing anybody, and now we have a full team of 6 against Diantha's full team of 6. This is beautiful. I'm going to go heal up and get a final strategy here, and it's going to be the final fight against Diantha. As always, thank you so much for your time. I really do appreciate it, and I will catch you on the flip. Peace.